Greetings, Earthlings, aliens, other miscellaneous life forms, and of course my Moonbeam Team! Welcome to Planet Moonstar. I've Cosmetics Moonstar. Now today, folks, I would like to take some time and go ahead to talk about some beginner mistakes that people could be making in Hello Kitty Island Adventure. Of course, we all know the Hello Kitty Island Adventure is coming to Switch and to PC on the 30th of January, so why don't we go ahead and discuss some beginner mistakes that people might make when they first pick up the game. Let's go! Number 1, don't time travel. Now, do not make the mistake that this game is like Animal Crossing, so that means you can just time travel whenever you want. No, you can't time travel in this game because there is a potential to mess up your save and ban you from multiplayer. Now, I will be honest with you, there are some people who say that if you actually wait the time you travel to, multiplayer does become available again, but there's no guarantee if that will carry through to the Switch or the PC version, or if that's just an Apple Arcade thing. And if I was you, I wouldn't do it just so you don't potentially mess up your save. And if you see something in the shops channel in the Hello Kitty Island Adventure Discord server and you want it and you're banned from multiplayer, you're not going to be able to go and get that item. So don't make the mistake of time traveling. I know it's super duper tempting. Just don't do it, okay? Just don't do it. Number 2, you have a bunch of quests. The game is just full of quests. Now, a lot of these quests will require you to complete it on one day, and then you'll get a part 2 to the quest the next day. So you complete it the next day, and then the day after that, you'll get another one, and sometimes it can be a 4-part quest, so you'll be doing a bit of that quest every single day, and in between you've got to wait the actual real life days. So it's very important that if you get any quest that you can do today, that you do it, because there is a potential that you may have to wait another day to do day 2, and obviously if you put off that particular quest and then you try and do it and then you're like, oh, I should have done it ages ago, because now I gotta wait a day or so. So my advice to you is to make sure you can get your quests down as much as possible per day. Number 3, make sure to keep an eye out for lost packages. Conch shells, they're like really pretty and they're like decorated, and they belong to certain characters, and it's the same thing with the packages as well. The packages belong to certain folks, so you've got to figure out what belongs to who. So keep an eye out for those, and if you need any help finding those, I do have plenty of videos on those 2 things for you. Number 4, learning how to make the most out of your inventory and your crafting table. So let's go ahead and just have a cheeky little look at the crafting table. So one item you will be crafting a lot is something called the blank book. So I'm going to use that as an example. So if you actually go ahead and you press the I button with the blank book, it will tell you where you can find the blank book. However, if you want to see where to get the materials for the blank book from, you're going to want to click on the ingredients tab. So you click on the ingredient, and in this case it's paper. So you can get paper by gifting Batsmaru, and you can also get paper by Batsmaru gifting you his character box, which you get after you max your friendship with him. And then you can also get it as a daily login reward, but that's not always guaranteed because the rewards change all the time. Then say you're looking for sticks, because you're going to need quite a lot of sticks. I would suggest you spend your sticks extremely wisely. So you go to your inventory, you find the material that you're looking for. You can do this with any material, not just sticks and paper. So you're going to click on the I button, and then it's going to tell you all the different places you can find the sticks, and it will do the same for any of the different bits of materials you can get in the game. You can also get some extra materials by actually filling out your achievements tab. So what you're going to do, you're going to click on your achievements tab, and then you're just going to go ahead and just pick something. So like fishing goals, for instance. If you catch 3 tiny fish, you'll get 3 sticks. If you catch 5 big fish, you'll get 3 sticks as well. If you catch your very first fish, you will get a single stick. And there are all sorts of rewards for all sorts of different things. In this game, there are a bunch of chests and there are a bunch of puzzles. So there are lots of things to find and explore and solve. So if you're finding yourself bored and you haven't got anything to do, I would highly suggest just actually going ahead and exploring the world, because you can actually walk from one part of the world to another. So while you're doing that, there is like stuff hidden everywhere, and that will come up later in this video, so just stay tuned. If you do need any help with the puzzles or locating certain chests, I do have plenty of videos about those things. Number 6, making use of bouquets and gifting people. So you can give people a maximum of 3 gifts per day normally. However, if you make use of either a friendship blossom or a friendship bouquet, they both do different things, but wait a minute, you can actually gift people more things. So the friendship blossom is just a flower you give to one person, whilst the bouquet resets everybody's gifts. So you can go ahead and you can gift everybody, use a bouquet, and then all the gifts get reset. But if you're just targeting a certain character, you can go ahead and use a friendship blossom and just give it to that one particular character just to reset their gifts. It's important to make sure that you do use these up, because if you have 3 in your inventory and it's the day of the week where my melody will give you a friendship blossom or a friendship bouquet or an island bouquet, you won't be able to keep it. So it's very important to use those. The island bouquet, by the way, resets all your collectibles on the island. So that is a super duper handy thing. Make sure you're logging in every day and making use of your bouquets and your blossoms and use them to your advantage and progress further in the game. Number 7. Bedtime. Did you know in Hello Kitty Island Adventure you can actually get a bed item and you can actually change the time of day? Well, it is definitely possible. And also, Peckle, when you get him to a high enough friendship, does have a companion ability where he can change the time for you as well. But if you go to bed, you can just do it pretty easily, and you can do it more early in the game. This function is super duper handy for when you're trying to catch bugs, or if a certain quest requires it to be a certain time of day. Number 8, companion abilities. Now in this game, asking your friends to hang out with you does come with a bunch of advantages. So what you can actually do is go ahead and ask somebody to hang out with you, and depending on who you ask, you will get a different companion ability. So everybody has at least one ability, but most of the characters do have 2. And these abilities range from helping you with fish, to helping you run faster, to helping you swim faster, helping you climb faster. There are certain abilities that affect the weather, that can change the time of day, that can help you catch bugs, and that can give you extras when baking and crafting. So it's important to make sure that you are gifting all your characters so you can unlock these companion abilities so you can use them to your advantage. Number 9, Gudetama. So around the map, when you're just going about your daily business, you will find a bunch of Gudetama dotted around. So what you need to do is actually go ahead and use your camera and take a picture with these guys. If you haven't unlocked the camera yet, it's a good idea just to make a mental note of where you saw this Gudetama, and then you can go back and take a picture with them later when you actually do unlock the camera. So there are two types of Gudetama that you can currently find in the game. You can find a normal Gudetama, and you can find a top hat Gudetama. So the normal Gudetama are always there on your island, and they only disappear once you find them. And it's sort of the same for the top hat Gudetama. He will also disappear when you find him. However, he will also disappear if you don't find him in time. So he does work very similar to the other Gudetama, but he is a bit different because he does spawn every Monday, and if you don't manage to find him during that week, a new one will spawn instead. And the difference between this Gudetama and the normal Gudetamas are the top hat Gudetamas will give you decorative Gudetamas that you can craft at the crafting table and use them as decoration in your houses. Now, a couple of settings I do like to use in my game in particular are the show guiding light, which will help you with quests, and the auto track quest function. So just go in your settings and just double check that these two things are turned on, because that will help you, especially if you're a beginner at the game and you're just still figuring things out, you know? Number 11, make use of trading and the multiplayer channels in the Discord server. So it's very likely that once this game actually releases, that there's going to be special dedicated channels for Switch players and special dedicated channels for PC players as well. And making use of multiplayer, you know, that can really help with a bunch of quests and stuff, and you can gift people and you can do puzzles together. You know, it's a very, very fun time. You can also do the mini games together as well. And of course, you can also go ahead and visit other people's shops. Number 12, how does gifting work, and what can we do to raise friendships with characters quickly? I do have a video where I go in depth about the best way to level up your characters as quickly as possible, but just to do it very, very quickly, you can gift characters certain gifts, and that will raise the friendship a lot better than sometimes gifting them things that have got higher hearts. So sometimes the 1 heart stuff is better than the 3 heart stuff. And the only time for some of the characters you should only be giving them the 3 heart stuff is when you're maxed out with their friendship. Because if you give them something that's worth 3 hearts and you maxed out your friendship, you can actually get something called a character box. And inside the character box, very rarely there can be a character hat, and these hats are like really cute and everybody loves them. So if you want a video where I go through all the characters and I tell you what the best thing is to gift them, I will link it down below. And I will also say to make sure if you do have any daily quests to go ahead and do them as well. You'll know if it's a daily quest because it'll just say at the top, and depending on who's giving you the quest, you can actually increase their friendship up a little bit as well by doing the quest. Number 13, handy things to know. You won't be able to move your save across different platforms, so make sure that you're playing on the platform you want to keep playing on, because you won't be able to, currently at least, transfer your game to another platform, unfortunately. It is very sad because I'd love to transport it over to PC, but hey, the game will still give out free updates like it always has from the beginning. For playing online with multiplayer for the Nintendo Switch, you will of course need Nintendo Switch Online, and cross-platform multiplayer is not supported. So if you're on Switch, you can't play with somebody who's on PC. Number 14, how do visitors work in Hello Kitty Island Adventure? So there are a bunch of visitors that can come and visit you, and they will visit you based off of a schedule. Each visitor has their own schedule. Some of them will come every 2 weeks, some of them seasonal. It's a whole thing. What I would highly recommend doing is setting up cabins for any visitors that you unlock as soon as possible. And if you need any help or anything like that, I do have a bunch of visitor guides already up on my channel for you that you can make use of. But basically, if you've got a cabin for them, it's an idea to make sure that they've got 5 hearts with the cabin. And what that means is you go ahead and you go to the visitor's profile and you have a look for their liked tag. And what you do is you find items with that liked tag and put a bunch of them down in their room. This will increase the multiplier, which will increase the likelihood of them visiting more often as they can. Now, visitors will visit one day, then they'll have a cooldown day, and then depending on if you put a lot of their liked items in, they can come back the day after, potentially. It's a bit of RNG. I found that Karune didn't actually work like that though, unfortunately. I think maybe I just got unlucky at first with Karune. So when you actually get a visitor on your island, my Melody will announce in her morning announcement that somebody is visiting. And what you need to do is go ahead and check your daily quests. So you check the daily quest, it will actually tell you what you need to do to satisfy the visitor's wants. Once you've actually gone ahead and completed the quest, their star rating will increase. Now the idea is you need to get this star rating up to 5 stars, and then once they are at 5 stars, you can go ahead and talk to them and ask them to move in. In the meantime though, you can still talk to them, and they'll ask if you've done the daily quest, and they'll give you a gift. And that's essentially how the visitors work. Of course, after you get them in, and they're actually a resident, most of them do have a visitor residency quest for you. So it's very nice to actually go ahead and get them all in, you know, and complete all their quests. So you can get as many visitors and have your island as busy as possible. So fun. Number 15, make sure to go around your island and collect as many collectibles as you can collect in the day, because you never know when you might end up needing that particular collectible. A lot of the items in game you trade with your resources, a sand dollar and something else. So it's a good idea to make sure you have plenty of resources available, so if there's anything you want you can get it, and a lot of these resources are needed for the quests, so I would highly prioritize completing your quest first before anything else. Number 16, it's a very good idea to make sure that you're logging in each day so you can get any daily rewards. Now, sometimes when there's an event on, there will be a daily reward at some point that relates to a particular event that is being hosted at the time. Now, there are certain visitors who require these clothing items from these particular events. So it's a very good idea to make sure, if you're having like a bad day or something, you don't have a lot of time to play it, for instance, I would highly recommend you just log on and then you close the game, because it's super duper important that you don't potentially miss out on any clothing items that future visitors might need. And you might think, oh, I can just get it again. Yes, you can, but you will probably have to wait a whole year for the event to roll around again. You could also find somebody who's willing to trade with you. However, you will have to play with each other every week for like 3 months to unlock the trade clothing option, and it's very hard to find somebody who is willing to trade clothing with you and who is actually willing to give you that amount of time per week. So it's a very good idea, if you don't do anything else, okay, if you haven't got time or whatever, you just log on and then you turn the game off, okay? Even if you just like do it for like a minute, just make sure you're logging on. Make sure you're getting those daily rewards. Number 17, strawberry crates. Now, these wonderful darling crates are dotted over the map. However, they don't respawn. Strawberry crates are super important because they help you build visitor cabins all around Friendship Island. How do you get strawberry crates? So you can get strawberry crates through your daily rewards. You can also get it through weekly quests, and you can also get it through events, and there are some capsules in the game as well, which are later down the line, that you can also get strawberry crates from. Strawberry crates are used to unlock and fix up the visitor houses, and they're also used to upgrade the visitor houses as well eventually. So it's very important that you're very picky about how you choose to spend your strawberry crates, as you cannot, once you have gone ahead and used the strawberry crates on a building, you can't go ahead and then downgrade the building to get the crates back. So just be very, very picky about what you're spending your strawberry crates on. Number 18, a really good tip for you is to go ahead and make use of the Hello Kitty Island Adventure Wiki. Now, the wonderful people behind the Hello Kitty Island Adventure Wiki are constantly working on it and updating it to be the best resource that isn't the Hello Kitty Island Adventure Discord server that it can be. So a lot of the time, a lot of the information is always like in the Discord server itself. However, because we do in fact have this wiki page, we do have quite a good resource that isn't just the Discord server. So you can use the Discord server, of course, and you can also use the wiki page, of course. And together, they're like an unstoppable force.
Soon I will be unstoppable.
Yes, collect all that information. But yes, the wiki page is super duper handy for if you're stuck with a quest, if you're stuck finding materials, if you need puzzle help, all sorts of things. But yes, that's essentially it. I hope this guide has helped you. I have been MX Moonstar, and I hope you have a magical time with Hello Kitty Island Adventure. Ta-da!